I have not covered Madison Cawthorn before. It's just not really a thing that's come up. I mean, I know that he's a Trump loyalist, and by all intents and purposes, we probably should have covered him at some point, but I just haven't, for whatever reason. So I guess now's the time, now that he's, I don't want to say it's a call for violence, because it's not what it is, but it's very, very awkwardly close. We'll talk about it here in just a sec. But before then, let's go ahead and get into the fan art section as per usual. So we have a piece here from Mao Oni-chan. They said, not a quote or anything, just kind of what I think about the channel. As you can see from my rather dodgy text, graphics design is not my passion. Well, despite your thought on graphics design, the text does read, only you can break them. I can only tell you why you should want to. And they are chains. Physical chains in the picture, but probably metaphorical chains in terms of how the channel operates. I don't know what chains we are arguing that are being broken, though if I were to interpret it based on what my channel is, conspiratorial thinking is a chain that locks you down. You don't have to be stuck there, but I can't break that chain for you. I can only tell you that it's not good to be a conspiracy theorist constantly and be paranoid. It doesn't help you. It really doesn't. It's a heavy-ass chain, though? Yeah, that's a heavy-ass chain. But, as always, thank you for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art featured in a later video, the best way to do so is drop it into the fan art section. Red Joker, thank you very much for the follow. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual things that Madison Cawthorn is saying. Also, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Always enjoy the Bezos money. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is being said here.
I feel a spiritual battle going on Capitol Hill. The only way that we take our country back is when strong, God-fearing patriots decide it's time for us to stand up and say no to your tyranny.
So, hold on. Last I checked, we were a republic, and we used democracy. I don't know if tyrant's the right word in any way, shape, or form, but what do you guys think? Do you think the American government should be known as tyrannical inside American borders, mind you, because that's what he's talking about. I know that when it comes to foreign policy and other things, we can be quite the heavy-handed fuckers. I'm talking about within America's borders.
Now is a time for our pastors and our congregations, like this one here, like many of you that you represent. It's time for us to stand up and declare boldly.
All right, so I don't want to say it, but we have a separation of church and state for a reason. I'm going to be honest, I really think talking about politics inside church should not be a thing. Just saying.
That as men and women of faith, we have a duty to stand against tyranny. We have a duty to be civically involved. We have a duty to save this country for the next generation. Look back into the Old Testament. Look at David. Look at Daniel. Look at Esther. Look at all these people who influenced the governments of their day to uphold Christian principles.
Dude, first of all, I didn't realize that copyright was going to be hitting. Goodbye. Secondly, I'm sorry, what? Christian principles? David wasn't a Christian. Nobody you mentioned was a Christian. Christianity wasn't a thing yet. What? Christianity wasn't a thing yet. I don't understand. I don't get it.
It is time for the American Christian church to come out of the shadows, to say no longer are we going to allow our culture to be determined by people who hate the things that we believe in.
Wait. You think Democrats... Okay, wait, hold on. So, this is vague posting. So if I wanted to say, You need to rise up against the people who hate what you believe in. You, yes you, vague viewer, who I do not know what you actually believe in, but you, vague viewer, I am going to speak directly to you and your beliefs, whatever those beliefs happen to be. Now, they might be beliefs about the fact that if your daughter gets raped and they did not scream, then it is not actually a rape. Or it could also be that if your daughter is violated by someone, then they have to pay 50 shekels of silver. You might believe that because of the Old Testament. And if you do, well, I can't help you. But I have no idea what your beliefs are. Neither does he. But when he says what we believe in, I want to know what individual things he's talking about.
We are going to stand valiantly for God's incredible, inerrant truths that predate any version of government.
Pretty sure the Bible was written after several governments had been established, but I'm just not going to talk about that.
Because, my friends, if we lose this country today, if we bend the knee to the Democrats today, our country will be lost forever and our children will never know what freedom is. It's our duty to stand up. Let us stand united as men and women of faith to fight for our country.
So, am I the only one that thinks that conservative politicians tend to, they do their propaganda with, like fear as the main thing? Like, here's the thing. Your children might not be able to experience a world with freedom if you do not do exactly as I say. Boy, that's a thing that can stroke fear in somebody who doesn't fucking know any better. I'm sorry, but like, is it just me, or is a lot of conservative media literally just about stoking fear and paranoia in people? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the person who is overly optimistic where things are concerned. But when I watch this stuff, it literally screams about being afraid. Constantly. And now we have a quote here from Chronicles. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. Okay. So the relevance here is that if people just seek God, then he'll heal America. Cool. Can he overthrow the healthcare system, please? If God's gonna heal America, I would really like a cure for cancer, please. If you're gonna they don't mean healing America like that? Okay, well, then I just don't care. And it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going. We've read it by now. Madison Cawthorn it's just gonna keep going. That's it. Okay, cool. I'll literally just have the fucking obelisk staring at me. I know it's the Washington Monument. Shut up. Okay, so what did you see in that video? Because I saw a potential call for action preying on the fears of conservative Christians. That's what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe something about this has gone over my head. But that's what I saw. Now, MSNBC, not a big fan, but I'm going to throw them up anyway because there's a bit of analysis here on this from them that I wanted to read over. It said, if a violent riot intended to keep the president in power weren't enough, there have been plenty of other instances since January 6 offering evidence of Republicans' historic anti-democratic assault on the country. And before you say that, of course, Republicans are anti-democrat, that's not what that means. On Sunday, Representative Madison Cawthorn added to the list of examples when he tweeted a video calling on American Christians to stand against tyranny and join a battle for God's inerrant truths that predate any version of the government. The video... Oh my god, that advertisement needs to go away. The video featured remarks he made last month at a North Carolina Faith and Freedom Coalition Salt and Light conference. Cawthorn is a Trump loyalist who repeatedly targeted Democrats with violent language. He spoke at the January 6th pro-Trump rally shortly before some attendees attacked the U.S. Capitol. At that event, he falsely claimed that Democrats were engaged in fraud to win the 2020 election. In August, he said there would be bloodshed over future elections that Republicans claim were rigged. Alright, so I wasn't going to talk about his nasally-ass voice, but now I feel like I'm perfectly justified in talking about it. That is not a voice that inspires. Neither is mine. But, you know. You read Madison Cawthorn? Madison Cawthorn. Whenever he cooms, you hear a honk. Cawthorn's dangerous rhetoric signals the urgency of a party that is misaligned with the will of most Americans and willing to court autocrats such as Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Last month, the Hungarian State News reported that the American Conservative Union's annual Conservative Political Action Conference would be held in Budapest next year. I remember a tragedy happening there in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but nobody can tell me what happened. The Republican Party, having lost the popular vote over the last 4 presidential elections, has embraced outright authoritarianism to achieve the conservative society of its dreams. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but again, that is the opinion of the author. Anyway, continuing on, we should take seriously the risk that it and its followers can pose. A survey conducted last year by YouGov found that a majority of Republicans believe the traditional American way of life is disappearing so fast that we may have to use force to save it, and nearly 4 in 10 Republicans support taking violent action against elected leaders who fail to defend the country, according to a poll published this year by the Survey Center on American Life. Oh boy! Oh boy, oh boy! Huh. Huh. Well, all I have to say is this. When I watched that video, I saw what looked like a call to action. I saw propaganda meant to inspire would-be voters and meant to stoke fear in people aligned with conservative Christianity. And that's frightening to me. Because if there's any emotion that can drive someone to heinous acts, it is fear. If someone legitimately fears that they are cornered in a particular way, shape, or form, they are more likely to act irrationally. And in this case, well, January 6th already happened. I don't need examples. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I don't want to extend this video any further than it has to go. I've already gone over the article, the video, everything else. So let me know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube already, consider doing that. If you haven't followed on Twitch, maybe do that too. If you want to support my channel and what I do, then there are ways in the description below that you can do that over on YouTube. But if you don't have any ability to do it that way, then sharing my videos on social media is always another wonderful way that you can support the channel and what I do. And also help me afford my new unwavering addiction to new VTuber model outfits. I have a problem. Anyways, insert end of video tagline here. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. If you want access to behind-the-scenes content for the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon. I do weekly vlogs over there, where I give real-life updates to what's going on behind the scenes on the channel, stuff that you don't really get over here, and even on Twitch. Patreon also helps the channel's stability a whole lot. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. Especially with the kind of content that I do, neither YouTube nor Twitch are the most stable sources of income. If you are a $20 and up patron, then you will be featured on the ending slides as shown in the beginning of the end credits. If you want to catch the streams where all this content comes from, then consider heading over to Twitch and following. And if you want to continue watching over here on YouTube, maybe consider clicking one of the end screen videos. And once again, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me over on my channel. I wouldn't be able to do literally anything that I'm doing over here on YouTube without each and every one of you. So, thank you.